Welcome to this knowledge series on the Fluid Sealing Association. Jason, I'm so glad to have you here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here, Charlie. Thank you for having me.
So can you just start by introducing yourself, kind of tell them what you do, what's your day job, and how you participate in the FSA?
Yeah, sure thing. So I am Jason Ferris. I am the Director of Global Engineering for Flowserve for our Seals and Systems organization. So that's an engineering team of somewhere around 250 resources worldwide. So I've been with Flowserve for 23 years now, and yeah, a lot of different roles over that length of time, including some R&D, some engineering. I started out as a mechanical engineer, working in applications engineering, and some R&D along the way. So a lot of different things. And for the FSA, I've been a member. Oh boy. Can't remember how many years now, but it's been at least 10 years that I've been involved with the organization. I'd have to go back and check to see how many exactly, but Flowserve's for a long time been an active member of the FSA for long before I've been around. And myself, I'm quite involved with it, involved with the Mechanical Seals organization. I'm actually chairman of the Mechanical Seals division for the FSA. I also sit on the technical committee and help both to review as well as to produce some of the technical content that we put together there, and just kind of what's going on technically in our industry. And then I also participate in the FSA as a board member for the organization. So
well, let's tell people kind of what the mission is for the Fluid Sealing Association. I guess as a board member, right, you have a different perspective on that, but just in general, what is that mission for the FSA?
Yeah, so the FSA really works to provide a lot of value into the industry, this crazy little industry we call sealing devices and systems. And really what it comes down to is being a primary source for technical knowledge in the industry. And that's both for the organizations that participate in it, as well as our customers, as well as the general public at large. And you also get involved with government organizations. So one of the missions of FSA is to be an advocate for sealing devices and for those things that are pertinent to the sealing device industry when it comes to government regulations, when it comes to involvement overall. But I want to come back to the knowledge piece of what we're doing. The knowledge base is a key component of that, of how we want to be out there and support the industry as well as our customers and others with providing knowledge that is unbiased information that's been reviewed by multiple technical sources. So it can really serve as a strong source of knowledge in our industry for the various people who might consume that knowledge.
Yeah, and Jason, for people who don't know what the knowledge base is, can you kind of explain how they get to that and how they use it?
Yeah, sure. So the site is the fsaknowledgebase.org, and hopefully I'm getting that link right, reciting it from memory. But if you're like me, I rely on bookmarks for everything. So. But in any case, it is a website that we have built up as the FSA that houses a large amount of technical information, and it comes in multiple formats. It's self-guided training in the form of presentation slides, in the form of there's some videos in there. There's some other different articles to read through. So this really just serves as a source of information for our customers, where they can go and train in providing or gain information on what's going on in the industry.
And that was really a shift from kind of printed publications and everything to this digital world. You know, we're ahead of that. This has been a process for a while, trying to get all of that data moved over to this digital form.
Yeah, we got together a number of years ago. We were looking at we had produced for a long time a series of manuals from the different divisions of the FSA, including the seals, the mechanical seals division I'm a part of. And we came to realize that the way people wanted to consume this information wasn't really by going out and buying a book anymore. It was more about going online and looking to find the information there, searching through Google or wherever else they can find it to see. So knowing that our consumers of the information were looking there, we wanted to get ahead of it and really try and start shifting our information there. So that led to the genesis of this knowledge base. And we've now stood up the content for multiple divisions of the FSA. The other divisions are also gradually adding content to that, and quite a bit of it has come in the recent months. So, but yeah, that was a big transition to kind of make that assessment and decide that we wanted to have a strong online presence for our industry.
Yeah, and so the other divisions being gasketing, packing, let's say the expansion joints and containment devices. And so any type of fluid sealing type of content is what you're going to find there, and be able to use that. And like you said earlier, bookmarking, you can go to fluidsealing.com and kind of go from there, but this is going to be an additional resource that you can use. And so we'll make sure to include this link to all of them in the description that we post for sure. But what else is going on with the FSA? I know kind of moving towards October, we have a meeting coming up, but what have you seen?
Yeah, so it's obviously interesting times right now with everything going on in the world, and COVID not being the least of those. But so we're planning to have the virtual annual meeting coming up in October, where we'll get together in an online presence this time, but to talk about the various things going on in our industry. We will have at that meeting there will be a CEO forum. Where various senior executives from different companies involved in the industry will get together, and we'll have some conversation about market trends and what's going on, what responses might be needed from an industry level to that. The other part that that will be going on at the FSA meeting is we'll provide some updates on our marketing activities, our activities to get involved with government organizations and with legislation that may be coming. Obviously a bit uncertain with the election coming up here in the US, but you know, we need to start looking at, okay, whichever administration is going to be in place, we need to start thinking about what our strategies are going to be depending on that outcome of the election. And there's also going to be some economic information that comes out of that meeting to give an outlook to the sealing devices industry, what's going on with our customers, what's going on with our markets, that you know, a high level economic outlook that we may be interested in. And then there's the technical sessions, which will work to advance our technical content and determine what our next steps are. One of the big things that we're going to be working on relative to the knowledge base is starting to transition more towards video content on the knowledge base. So we'll probably be working to produce and finalize some of that content so we can get it out on the knowledge base, hopefully before the end of the year. So you'll be seeing more and more of that coming, but that'll be another activity that we'll do.
Well, what I wanted to say was about the FSA meeting in October. We're going to have a happy hour that the Empowering Brands are going to host. So we've been doing these video chats every 2 weeks, and so we love to get together with the industry, and just I think that's what we're missing a lot is that networking and the coming together as a community and seeing each other. So I'm excited to host that and just be able to go back and tell the FSA's mission and bringing us together is definitely one of them. But you touched on another big one as far as educating kind of the industry as a whole. And so is there anything else, I guess, that you've been thinking or some advice that you wanted to give if somebody was thinking about the FSA?
Well, really, I think there's a lot of value to the organization overall. I think that it really gives back a lot to those that are in both directly in the sealing devices realm as well as on the fringes to that. You know, we have some material suppliers that are part of the organization as well, and other partners that are directly tied into sealing devices that participate. All that to say that you know, I really encourage, if you're considering membership, to take a look at it. I think that it's a very worthwhile organization to participate in, and certainly the more voices that we can have, the better that we can be about furthering the mission of the FSA on being that knowledge leader in the industry. And even if membership may not be the right thing, we're also open to contributions as well from outside organizations that can provide some voices of the customer, voices of what's going on in the markets or industry. We certainly are glad to hear from that. So if you're interested in contributing, certainly reach out, and we'll be glad to get you connected in.
Yeah, and Jason, how should they, if they wanted to ask you specifically a question, what's the best way to contact you?
Well, they can probably reach out to me directly at my email address. That's jferris, JFERRIS @flowserve.com. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions that come up.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us and kind of walking us through the knowledge base. We're excited to be able to share this, and we're excited definitely for October and being able to connect with FSA as a whole. But in general, I agree with you. The FSA, it helps in professional development, and it really helps me continue to kind of learn from the industry and I guess fulfill my goals as far as speaking on the industry. So I've loved being part of it. I can't wait to see everybody. And if you're, you know, debating whether or not to be part of it, I'd be happy to talk about my experience too. So thanks everybody. Jason, thank you again for joining us and kind of going through that with us.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.